here we are again. Last time we found a RV, and that RV and a big giant villa that we've now basically conquered from the zombies are going to be our home and our mobile home, not necessarily in that order. We have just got to find out how to use this to our best advantage. And in all honesty, I'm thinking of switching to a multiplayer server next time, because it's just fun to interact with other players as well. I haven't decided on which one yet though. I'm probably going to be doing a let's choose server moment again soon. Let me move this around a little bit. There we go. All right. Now, where were we? Hungry and terribly sleepy. And also, we are in the RV. And outside, it is, well, still kind of zombie land. I'm gonna have to bury these Zeds as well, just to make sure they don't infect anything with their zombiness. So I'm gonna bury them here, because I can. It's funny that when I click a bunch of zombies, like dead corpses, I get as like the first option I get sleep on ground. Who would want to sleep next to a bunch of zombie corpses? Not me. So I should just clean them up now. It's the best thing to do. In the meanwhile, I've got quite a few of the things that I'm going to be needing. I have, for example, I have a lot of fuel. I have access, pretty good access to several fuel deposits. I have an RV in which I can literally live while I'm not living in this house. I've got 2 cars with trailers, one of them being the RV. I'm basically set up in a remote area that has access to enormous amounts of fishing. I think I have enough grass inside my fences that it would allow me to do a bit of farming here, which I should probably get started on. Life is going to be relatively easy in this corner of the world, unless of course somebody decides to hang a chopper over my head, in which case I will be facing several challenges. So I think it's probably good if I build a wall on the right side and I build a wall on the left side, just to make sure that these 3 houses are mine and mine alone. Unfortunately, I have no skill in carpentry whatsoever, so I'm going to need to build some skill there quick. Now, how does one build skills in carpentry? Very good. We make sure we cut a lot of logs and then we turn them into planks. Now, obviously, I made these planks with my previous character, who is now unfortunately deceased. I need some nails for this project. But at least with these 2 planks, I can do something very important. I can build a grave marker for the poor unfortunate souls I had to bury earlier. Now my mission is to completely restore this area, at least these 3 houses, to have them as a little area of civilization where the rest of the world is just basically screwed. Now that does mean I need to make sure that I get some work done on this area. Of course, I also need to do some fishing, just to ensure that I do have a steady fresh food supply so I don't run out of non-perishable foods. I have a lot of perishable foods, but it's nice to have a bunch of fish with those. So, to start, I need to figure out what I did with all of the fishing materials that I found when I went for an unexpected swim earlier. For example, I have this sturdy stick. Let's grab 2 just for fun. That's not one of the materials I was talking about though. They're probably in here. So I'm looking for fishing line. There we go. You know what? Grab all of them, just put them in the backpack. And I could probably use some maggots. Did I put any maggots in here? No. Then what did I do with my maggots? I had a bunch of them. I have a cockroach. And I had worms. What happened to my worms? I must have put them in the kitchen. Same thing for my maggots. Where's the light switch? There. While there is light in this house, I might as well use it. So I think the maggots and the caterpillars and the cockroaches. Is it a good idea to keep your maggots and your cockroaches and your worms with your non-perishable foods? Excellent question, and I am not equipped to answer it. Well, the lights are working. I'm going to just keep them on. And I should probably clean that up at some point. Oh, it is bedtime. So tomorrow I will make a fishing rod, but now I am going to go to sleep. In my trailer, because it's the best place to spend the night. Alarm clock will wake me up around 8, so let's see what happens. Nobody's knocking on my door just yet. This is a good thing. And I turned off this fridge because it was noisy. Also because it was draining my battery, which is a sad thing. So I'm going to just really quickly run inside and make me a cabbage salad with a bunch of cabbage, because they were going stale slowly. Where are my... There we go. Let's see how much stale cabbage I can put in here. Wait, where's my cabbages? I have no cabbages. How do I not have any cabbages? Did I left them at the other house. Of course. Well, fine. Make me a cheese salad then. Cheese and avocado. Yeah. Maybe add some more cheese. Yeah. And some grapefruit. Those things go together amazingly, as demonstrated by the health bonus. I mean the happiness bonus. Okay, now I don't think I have much to win from making a grapefruit salad right now. So this one is going back where it belongs, and this, where did I put the salad? There we go. This is going back into my inventory, and I will eat these non-perishable chips, and possibly this cockroach later. First though, I need to get me a bunch of fish. And I'll cut down some trees later after I'm sure that I have a good food supply. No lurkers there. No lurkers there. Good. Now, why doesn't he go swimming here, but does he go swimming as soon as I step onto the path right there? It's amazingly complicated. Okay, now, first thing I want to do is I want to create a fishing rod. And I need a sturdy stick and a knife, obviously, because why? Why did I climb this fence, you ask? Because I could. Did I, by any chance, put a kitchen knife in this kitchen? I don't think I did. But I do think I put one in that big giant trailer somewhere. No, and I don't actually need this leather coat. It's just too hot. Now, let me just check this. Can I now, do I now have a knife of some kind? Yes, but I don't have nails or a paper clip, obviously, because I put my nails back in here. I'll just grab two. There, two fishing rods, just because I can. Now, let's do some vibing. And by that I mean fishing. Let's start off with worms and put the fish in my big giant backpack. Ooh, I got me a crappie. Now, while that may be a slightly crappy fish, it's still a crappy fish. Let's try that with maggots. Ooh, that was pretty good. Not with a maggot though. That was a caterpillar, I think. Now I should probably read a book on fishing because skilling up is going to be really slow this way. Okay, I caught me 3 impressive fishes. Now I'm going to make that my official fishing spot, which means I should probably put some kind of a box there with my maggots and worms and stuff in it. For now though, I'll just put them in the cupboard near the door. There. Let's see. We have a cockroach, maggots, worms, and I think we also have some caterpillars. Did we run out of caterpillars? Yep, I think so. Okay. Now I'm gonna need that kitchen knife so that I can debone these fishes. Okay. So let's put the fish fillets. Let's just take the best fish fillets and put the worst 4 in the freezer, and I'm going to be cooking the other ones. There. At some point, I'm going to make sure that I have some kind of a cooking station outside. Obviously, we haven't reached that point yet. If you're watching, by the way, feel free to give a quick shout out so I know who you are. I'd like to know if you're a follower or not. If you have any suggestions for stuff I could do near Big Bear Lake. Alright, that brings us cooked fish fillets. And they go in the fridge, where I can then add them to my grapefruit salad. Because grapefruit salads are just better with fish fillets. In fact, I'll just grab this one and add the whole fish, half a fish, to the salad. And maybe a little bit of olive oil. God. If I'm a nutritionist, I'm probably going to be super happy with this meal. Alright, now I'm going to put the fishing rod away. And my backup fishing rod as well. There we go. Now let's have a seat while we eat. This fish salad. Yeah, there was the caterpillar. Okay, time to get some more exploring done. Now, I should probably go and have a look at what's in this blue area, and I'm going to go on foot. Just to make sure that I don't alert a bunch of very unpleasant zombie character people to my presence. I'm carrying enough weapons, so if my bat breaks, which it will very soon, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Might as well do a bit of foraging while I'm out here. Nobody, huh? That's nice. I don't think I'd seen that map before. Now the great thing about this is once you've seen a map once, you don't have to keep it because it's just going to be there, right, in your world map. So that's Riverside. This is where I am. Golf club's probably about here. Okay, I think I have most of the major places covered except for Louisville. Always useful. How big is this truck? 228. Now, I noticed earlier that a jackknife, which is from a mod, I forget which one, but it's from a mod. The jackknife actually also doubles as a screwdriver, but also as a knife. Hello. Thank you for saying something. It's nice to see you're here. So I'm trying to figure out what is around. Yeah, thanks. You mean me or you mean him? Because my guy has a beard too. Thanks. Have to admit, it's not a lot of work. You just basically do nothing, and then at some point you have one. This is a modded map, which I think is called Big Bear Lake. It's on top of the original map somewhere. Give me a second, I'll show you. So, this here is Riverside, and if you go south from Riverside, you end up around this big giant lake, which is a modded bit. So this is called Big Bear Lake, and I claimed a nice little house over here, which also, funnily enough, had an RV out front. So that's kind of useful. Oh good, leather jackets. No, I hadn't seen it before either, which is why I actually downloaded it. I figured, might as well give it a chance. I think I encountered it on a server. I forget which one. At some point I just ended up near this big giant lake with a lot of houses around it, and I was like, wait, where is this? So I figured it out from the mod list at the server, and now I'm just taking some time to explore the area. If I'd been smart about it, I would have just recorded all of this while playing on that server, but you know, we're not always all smart, right? So this is a boarded up general store. Sounds like it might have some really interesting loot. This guy is basically unemployed and he only has a few redeeming qualities. So he's got cat's eyes, dexterous, fast reader, and outdoorsman. That's all. Oh look, it's full of Zeds. You in real life or you in Zomboid? Dare I hope? Yeah. Not entirely me in real life, I'm afraid. My actual profession isn't listed on here, so I figured I'd just call myself unemployed because it gave me 8 points to spend. Oh my god, look at all the cool loot. What do I actually need? Axes are always good. Knives are always good. Pipe wrenches are good. I'm a teacher. I teach artificial intelligence and data science university. Coffee machine. Yeah, well, you know, we come in all shapes and sizes. I'm not wearing my nice suit today either, right? I wear that to class, not to Twitch. Haven't run into any of my students here so far, but I'd be fine with it if I did. Oh good, food. And sledgehammers. Yeah, always know. Ooh. I'm gonna have to pick and choose now. I should have brought the car, damn it. Maybe I can do this. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've not met many students who are into Project Zomboid, in all honesty. Also, I do try to separate those things a little bit, you know, work and life. What is it? Is that like a sword? Let me just check what this is. This is a big knife. Huh. That might be useful. Ooh, congrats. You're not one of my students, are you? Otherwise you wouldn't have asked about my profession. I would expect that you would have recognized me by now, but you know what? If you are, don't tell me. Just tell me about it in class. Most of my students speak Dutch, by the way, so... Though I do teach a couple of international students, and that's usually in English. I am, yes. Really? What do the Dutch look like, according to you? Because I'm a mixed breed. I'm not like entirely Dutch by birth. Thank you for that compliment. Now I have to walk the entire way back to my safe house, which is somewhat sad, especially carrying that heavy load. Indonesian. I'm half Dutch and half Indonesian. I'm not entirely surprised. So, home sweet home. Let's dump this stuff and go back out. You know what? I'm just going to dump it in here, except for the perishables. And maybe I should just bring the car on my next provision trip. Now, where to dump the stuff I just found? Oh yeah, I already dumped the food. Good. Thanks. It's huge. And it's got a fireplace and it's by the water. So the fishing is good. It's actually probably the easiest spot I've found so far. Because it's also got fences and everything. What, in total or today? Because today it's only been about 35 minutes. In total it's about 1250 hours, and in this playthrough, since this guy has been alive, 8 in-game days and 19 hours, so that's probably like 5 or 6 hours. I think it's three streaming sessions so far, and I haven't died yet. Is it worth going out there again right now? Nah. Should probably cook a fish or something. At some point, usually, well, at least before I started streaming, I would lose interest at some point. So my character would be alive and well, but I would go like, yeah, I don't feel like playing this guy anymore. And when that happened, then I would sort of forget about that character for a while until after weeks or weeks I'd come back to the game and go like, hey, I still had this character. And then he'd probably get killed right after I started playing again. Yeah, exactly. But when you put the game down for a while, and then you get back into it, you're gonna immediately die again because it's you need some muscle memory. Lucky them. My guys usually just end up in the freezer at some point. So let's get rid of the sledgehammer because it's super heavy. And we can put it. What did I do with my baseball bat? Of course, it's in the trailer now. You know, I'm just disorganized in real life as well. I keep losing all my stuff. Just because I never forget I can never remember where I put my stuff. Let's grab the best bat. Yeah, so it's a common thing, not just with professors, but also with students, I guess. Yeah, that comes with the territory, I guess. I have some similar issues, so you learn to live with it after 40-ish years or so. Well, I wish you a long and happy life so that you can discover that. Unlike what happens to us in Project Zomboid usually, I guess, where 3 months is already an achievement. Thank you. Time to make this base a little bit prettier. So the fun thing about this area is it's got these 3 houses, right? So this one is just a big giant house with lots of housey rooms and more rooms and stuff for storage and things. This over here is a smaller house, but it's got 2 garages. And this is just a big blocky house that I would be able to store a lot of stuff in. And I can make them relatively secure by building a wall in the opening to the water over there and in an opening to the road over there. So just by building 2 little walls, I would have 3 secure houses with see-through fences that I can stick zombies with spears through and everything. And all I would have to do some fishing is to go outside the wall and hit the water. It's actually pretty good. It almost feels like cheating when you have these modded maps that just have extremely good houses. I'm playing in builder mode, not survivor or apocalypse, but builder. So I think they probably respawn, sure, just not anywhere very near me, and not extremely many of them either. Because it feels too cheaty, or because a lot of them are just excellent maps. For example, there's Raven Creek, which has really been made for multiplayer experience. And it is actually a much harder map to survive in if you're going to be going solo in some areas, where they just totally upped the zombie spawn rate, but they also have better drops for weapons. So it's a great place to go with your friends and cover each other's backs. Oh, I quite enjoy it, but I actually have a couple of... actually, my wife and my son also play this game, so it's a thing that we can do together. And generally speaking, when there's more of you, there's more room to make horrible mistakes that get everybody killed, so it's both much more frustrating and also much more fun. Yeah, I've tried some of the bigger servers. I've actually done a YouTube series, a couple of episodes already at least, where I just try out a couple of some of the bigger multiplayer servers that are out there, which have a big following. I found a couple that have actually been pretty good. The Salty Zombies multiplayer server, for example, is pretty good. Has a nice social community around it and helpful admins and stuff. First time I got killed, an admin actually came in there, rescued my corpse, and then gave me a car and told me to try again, but now with some more gear. So it was the opposite of what you would normally see in Zomboid, where you get eaten and that's basically it. Generally, yeah, but I also played on one of those role-playing servers, which was, I have to admit, already renowned for its relatively callous player base. Um, and I think I played for about an hour, and first I got eaten by zombies twice, and then I got murdered by a group of players, and I was like, yeah, this server is not for me. Oh yes, the water situation. It wasn't even that they were toxic. It was like they just, at some point, I was in the middle of a group of zombies, and somebody was just firing a rifle into the group and got me. He never even spoke to me. He was like, "Oh, hey, wait, was that a player? Too bad. I already murdered him." I think I need to take care of the water situation because that really sounds like the water's already gone out. I have a well, but I need to set up a cooking station near that. Honestly, I think multiplayer is best when you're playing with a group of friends on a server that you control. This is maybe the picky guy inside me, but playing with people who basically play together PvE is more fun to me than some of the dark forest kind of places where you can go where people either murder each other or not depending on their moods. I like PvE servers, not PvP servers so much. What was I looking for? I was looking for something. Um, See, this is another one of those ADHD moments where I just basically forgot why I walked to this thing. Maybe if I see it, I'll recognize it. Well, best way to get him to do that is you just show him the game and go, if you can survive this for more than an hour, you're a hero. Okay, so either the thing I'm looking for is not in here, or I have so thoroughly forgotten what I was looking for that I just don't know anymore. I think it's time for this guy to turn in and go and sleep in his RV. So here's another mod that lets you actually walk in and out in your RV. Let's have a nap. Oh yeah, something about food. Nah, I'll sleep on it. Yeah, RV Interiors is probably one of my favorite mods. I have quite a list of mods that I'm playing with right now. I don't actually have a list of the mods I'm playing with right now, but there's a pretty good list. Nah, there's a lot of things that don't necessarily make it cheaty, but basically offer a level of realism. So, for example, I've always thought that campers or RVs or trailers with, that you would normally be able to sleep in and move around in and store stuff in, they don't feel realistic to me without interiors. So I'm just trying to recreate the actual being alive. Ah, see, that's what I was looking for. Campfire materials. I had those in here somewhere. Under the sea of campfire materials. Oh, why don't I have these? Also my tent. What did I do with my... Did I store them in the RV? Yeah, so that's why I like the camper lifestyle, right? You don't have to put up a tent, but you can do nomad. I think I left my tent and my campfire materials in the little car. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Tent kit and campfire materials. There we go. Well, sure. But I like to build up things a little bit. I mean, while there's still fuel to be had, this vehicle over here is great. When there's no more fuel anymore, that's when it gets kind of complicated. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm gonna just whoops. Did I just call all the zombies in the area over? I sure hope not. Okay, here's another thing that's also hard in real life and in Project Zomboid. Maneuvering a car with a trailer. Especially on grass. Honestly, I was actually thinking of taking a holiday to Norway or Sweden where they have the right to roam. Just pack a tent and some camping gear and literally camp anywhere you like. That's the life for me. So I would basically take my camping gear on my motorcycle and I would drive all the way from the Netherlands to Norway, which is a pretty far road, right? And then I would spend some time in the wilderness. You can even cook on open wood fires if you make sure you don't do it within any flammable forests and stuff. But sadly, it's not currently a long enough holiday for me to do that. Also, it's starting to get a little cold in Scandinavia right now, so this might be a nice one for the next summer holiday or something. What was I going to do? Oh yes, I was going to set stuff on fire, but first I need a bunch of cooking pots. Not in here, right? No. In here then. Nope. Under the sea of cooking pot. No, why? Where? I know I looted a bunch of those things recently. Can I just use a bucket for that? I've never tried. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I don't have the right materials to do that and confidently not die. Let's try a bucket. Let's see if we can do it with a bucket. Oh, empty bucket. See, I knew I was. There we go. Okay, so imagine that we get water from the well into the bucket. I'm gonna stick this in my belt. Okay. Fill empty bucket. Why does that well sound like it's a faucet? Oh, never mind. Okay, now of course I need to make sure that I have some fuel and I need to set it on fire to see what happens. Did I have some scrap wood in here? I never throw anything away, as you can see, so apparently I did throw away the scrap wood. Yeah. Well, you know what? I got me an axe. Did I have one in here? No. I'm gonna use the axe and just cut a tree down and use a log. Meaning to cut down the trees anyway. I'm sorry, I forgot the thread of our conversation. What is it? What are they gonna fix in 42? Aside from hunting and a new crafting system and all that stuff? Yeah, there's a few little awkward oops sounds. Okay, I think I'm carrying a lighter as well. I'm not. Wow, I'm a terrible survivalist today. So, the thing I actually really like about the whole Zomboid thing is that it is actively in development, and the developers also just let you know everything they do. So I've never had the feeling that I go like, this game is dead and it's not being developed at all. It's always evolving, and the modding community is amazing. Lighter, that's what I needed. Should be able to light it with a bunch of twigs. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see what it does. Oh, another thing that sometimes annoys me a bit in Zomboid is how easy it is to accidentally set yourself on fire. Wait, this water is not tainted. Let me check that. Yeah, exactly, right? Ha! The water in this well is not tainted. How is that happening? Okay, I don't need this fire. The worst part is, what? Actually, what my biggest gripe is about the game actually is that it's so easy to just get super tired, and as soon as your character gets super tired, they're super vulnerable to anything that zombies might do. Oh, look, I'm hungry. I need to eat some fish. I'm gonna make me a fish salad with nothing in it but fish. I need to clean out all the weeds from this house. Alright, where's my bowl? There it is. Make a fish fillet salad. And add some cheese. There. And add more cheese. Alright, so that's it. I might as well eat this. Yeah, so this is why I have this strict rule about getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning at all times. I find it really hard to do that in real life, but it's something that my characters always do. And then when they're super tired, I also just, yeah, so exactly, they wake up at weird hours. I make sure that that doesn't happen by having them get up at certain specific times. And when they get super tired in the evening, I just have them work in a zombie-free environment, if at all possible, until they're actually ready for bed. Now, am I gonna take one of the vehicles right now? Nope, I'm not. I'm just gonna walk it. Build stamina, I guess. Another mod, by the way, that I can never do without usually, the auto walk to one. Well, you know, the funny thing is that there's been some psychological research into the whole sleep cycle thing, and apparently if you want to stave off depression in like the zombie apocalypse, you want to make sure that you maintain a regular schedule. So it's what I have my characters always do. I want to make sure that they basically behave the way that I would try to behave if I were in the zombie apocalypse. Southwest. No, southeast. Darn it. In these isometric games, it's always so hard to figure out which one was southwest and which one was southeast and everything again. Let me just bloody sleep. It's the zombie apocalypse. Nothing matters anymore. Yeah, you could see it that way. Why don't I have search on anyway? Okay, so yeah, society collapsed. This is absolutely true. Well, at least in this game it has. But that doesn't mean you need to give up your personal discipline. I mean, if you go into the army, they're going to teach you to maintain discipline and blah blah. And I can tell you from personal experience, if you're in a survival situation and you decide to sleep in and do nothing, then you're not going to survive for super long. Oh, check out all the guns and shizzle. It's even got a bearded axe, which would be, you know, it fit really nicely with the beard that I'm cultivating here. And what is a trench bat? Yeah. And yet, I'm not going to grab all of this just right now, because I actually have pretty good weapons right now. Maybe the combat knife. Oh good, this acts as a razor as well. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave this here. I'm just gonna mark it as loot is here. What symbol to use for that? Pistol. See? Lots of guns in here. Let me see what else is down here. Oh, barricaded, obviously. What, in the zombie apocalypse? Oh, like that. Yeah, that is actually a good tip. But it's the same reason why, for example, you should dress nice. If you're going to be working in phone sales, for example, right? Wow, even more weapons, amazing. If you're going to be working in phone sales or something, if you need to be able to speak to somebody on the phone and sound good, right? It's good to dress up and also to have the right facial expression when you're talking to somebody, because you sound differently if you use different facial expressions. I only just noticed that I haven't been doing much of that, so I should probably do a bit more of that. Ooh, pickaxe. Pickaxe also nice. But let's get rid of this weird haircutted guy first. Maybe I can backstab him. Awesome. I'm just spouting psychological theories, by the way. I know that some of these are true. At least I've tried some of these out. God, this is also a nice base. Has he got any food? Lots of canned goods. A halberd? What on earth have these people been doing in here? Actually, I think that I can talk very nicely if I have an angry expression. Thank you. No, that actually does sort of kind of sound angry. I have never walked around with a halberd before in this game. Okay, this is definitely my new primary weapon for the next while. I wonder what it count. Does it count like a spear or what? Yeah, it sounded angry. I mean, you're totally right. I was just trying out to see if it worked, but it didn't. Very much didn't. Okay, so now I have an enormous swinging spear axe hammer weapon thing. Okay, what else do we have here? This axe is so long, if I have it on my back, it actually clips through the ground. You know, I think that the well in my base is actually modded to be what is it? What are all these things? I'm sorry, if I sound kind of excited about this stuff, it's because I've never actually seen these weapons before. What is this? Let me... Okay, equip. It's a huge, giant stick with two axes stuck on. I don't know where this shit came from. Okay, despoiler is another one. Okay, this is like a sledgehammer with two axes in it. And I can switch, I think it just said switch stance or something. Right. Now, while these are amazing weapons, I'm sure they're super heavy. So I'm going to just stick them back in the cupboard over here. I'm keeping the halberd, but I'm just leaving all the other big weapons of doom. It's so easy to get super encumbered in this game. Any good reading here? I think I have this already. Yeah, just haven't read it yet. Yep, exactly. It's like the nuclear deterrent option in melee weapons. Can't wait to find a zombie to try this out on. Wait, leather? Sexy. Way too hot for that. I mean, in temperature. Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of the world, because I was actually thinking of going in that direction. And doing a bit of foraging in the meantime as well. Oh, look! People I can try the axe out on. Hello! Oh, that was nice. Okay, so it functions like a spear. And like a big axe. Okay, so there's this, there's a writer who writes sort of like superhero books. I forget her name, I need to figure out, but the books are called the Andrea Vernon books. It's like Andrea Vernon and a bunch of superheroes. What? My god, I keep finding these amazing modded things. What is this thing? It's like an apocalypse machine with a machine gun on top. Except, of course, that it's locked. What? Okay, this halberd is now my favorite weapon in the game. What is over there? Looks like a bridge. I'm not entirely sure. It could be. But it's, for example, the first book I think is called Andrea Vernon and the Corporation of Ultra-Human Protection or something. Anyway, it has a character in there called the Big Axe, who always introduces himself by saying, "I am the Big Axe. I swing down my mighty arm and chop down evil." So right now, with this big axe, I feel like I am the Big Axe. It's too bad I can't change the name of my character. Okay, nothing in the glove box. That is too bad. Oh, these always help. Okay, I like this vehicle, but obviously there is no key. And I'm not equipped to hotwire it just yet. Yeah. Bring it on, evil. I will kick butts for goodness. Oh good, a multi-tool. That is, in fact, actually quite useful. Yes, I do actually. Well, I did a long time ago. I haven't in a while. You mean the tabletop version, right? Not computer game version. Oh no, this is not a good place to take a motorcycle. Oh, there's a bunch of computer games based on the D&D rule set. That's what I was referring to, actually. Oh yeah, for example, the Baldur's Gate games. I got as far as 2, but never to 3. No, but I used to be a dungeon master in high school. Okay, so now I have literally got myself a nice bike as well. This guy is starting to look more and more like the real-life me. Where am I going with this? Like, literally. Okay. Butt kicking for goodness! That was a Baldur's Gate quote, in case you're wondering. Wait, did I get both of these? Nice. Get back here, you. Come here and let me brain thee. It's a nice and sturdy weapon, too. And it counts as a spear, so that's nice to know. Screwdriver. Yeah. Hello, citizen. What's your bardle? Yeah, and yet it takes away the magic of no pun intended. The magic. It takes away the magic of having infinite opportunities. Yeah, I picked that one up some time ago. It really didn't resonate with me much. But that could be my problem, not so much a problem with the game. Okay, so let's continue our little journey. Ooh, I just ran a guy down with my motorcycle. That would not work in real life. Is that a gas station? I think that was a gas station, which is good. This bike needs fuel. Also, now that I am the big axe, I should be able to take down this horde with no problems, he said, famous last words. Oh dear, that's a large horde. Yeah, nope. I'm thinking, let's not do this right now. Ah! Oh no! Ah! Oh no! Ah! Okay, what lessons can we learn from this? First of all, Halberds are awesome. Second of all, when you have a halberd, you become way too overconfident and you try to tackle way too many zombies at the same time. And then when you try to race off on your motorcycle, it ain't gonna start. Project Zomboid, where death itself is a teaching tool. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stick to a relatively short streaming schedule for today because generally speaking, I usually stream for about 2 or 3 hours, but I'm not actually on schedule tonight. Normally speaking, I don't stream on Saturdays, so I think I'm gonna see if there's anything fun to do outside this evening. I'm sure you'll be able to find somebody else to watch right now, right? Alright. It's been good having you. It's been fun talking to you tonight. So, if you want to see me again at some point, exactly what I was going to say. Thank you for following. And I generally stream sometime every day at some point if I have time for it. So hopefully see you again, and feel free to be as chatty as you were this time. See you around.